Hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the MakeCode Arcade Advanced Stream. I'm Richard. I'm Richard on the MakeCode forum. Joe, you're muted.
Well, I'm Joe. Yeah, J1 on the MakeCode forum, but Ian's before Joe.
Hey, I'm Ian. Not currently on the MakeCode forum yet.
It's all right. None of us are perfect. Okay, so today we are back to working on the game we've been working on, which is a Metroidvania game starring my cat Breakfast, who was very excited earlier today. I was in our stand-up meeting that we do every day, and he just kept jumping up on my head. One day he'll make an appearance on stream, once he's able to coexist in the same room as Otto.
And he knows JavaScript.
Once what?
Breakfast knows JavaScript. He can make his appearance on screen. I'll allow blocks too.
All right, so where were we last time? We have been working on this little Metroidvania game. We've got things that we can shoot. We've got these little cute little guys, these cute little enemies who I feel bad destroying because they're so adorable, who can just walk around. And we want to make it so that right now we destroy them when we hit them with enough projectiles. And we want to make it so that they you can tell when you're hitting them, because right now they just kind of, keep coming at you. We need them to like flash or something, or have like a hurt animation, but flash it. There's not that many pixels to animate these guys. They're like 6 by 6, so we'll
Flashing
probably
is kind of like a semi-standard though.
Yeah, we'll just make them flash. All right, so how do we make them flash? Well, that's actually kind of an interesting question, because like the way I would normally do this is, just make an alternate animation. But the problem is that these guys are constantly changing their image, right? So when they go around the edges, they're flopping from the like horizontal one to the vertical one to the horizontal one, so on and so forth. So I can think of a few different ways we could make this happen. One is incredibly hacky, and I might say it just to get Joey's reaction.
Yeah.
Which is, we can make a render on z-index that just changes the color on all of these guys.
I mean, we could, yeah. We could, yes.
No. Actually, though, that leads me to an actually good idea. We can use render on z-index to do this, and we just draw an alternate version depending on what the current image is. So we just take the current image, we swap the colors, and then we draw it to the screen.
Yeah, that should be fine.
Yeah, I think so. Cool, let's do that. So do we already have a render on Z? No, we'll just do a new one.
Question: Are we sure we're keeping all these? We're not keeping all these one tile map tall, right? Or wide?
Which one's all one tile map tall? Oh, these maps? No.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it'll be fine. We can just use the camera.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to go into our sprite utils and grab out the render on z-index right here, my favorite block. We're going to render this on z-index. I don't know. We should probably start establishing some z-indices because we've already got some bugs. So like here, if I shoot this door, watch this guy disappear when he gets to the left side of the screen. Whoop, he just went behind the void and then he comes back out. So we need to start like establishing some z-indexes for things. So let's head on over to our on start first, because I believe this is where we create breakfast. Oh, we have a function, make breakfast. Beautiful. Okay, that's a funny name for a function. Okay, so in here we are going to go ahead and do a set z-index. So we'll do that on breakfast. And I feel like I always put the player at 10 just because it gives me a lot of wiggle room. So there we go. Now we're going to take this and go to our enemies. So where do we create our enemies? I know there's a create walking enemy function, I think. Yeah, create wall follower. Here we go. And in here, we're going to give these guys, I think we want them to be behind the player. So we will put them at Z depth to, I don't know, 8. Seems fine. No, let's give it more wiggle room. We'll do 5 for these guys. And then we're going to render, this is going to be our little flashing animation one. So we want it to be above these guys. So we're just going to make it, 6. All right. So when these guys get damaged, we need to map them we need to like store that they are currently flashing, and we'll store like a timer, and then we'll time it out after a little bit. So to make that happen, we're going to go into our create wall follower, and I do believe, yep, we're already using sprite data on these guys. So we're going to store flashing end time. And we're just going to set this to 0 to start. So like that. Next, we're going to pull this out and head on over to our projectile overlap event. I know this is with the door. Here we go, with enemy. And we're going to set their flashing end time to be the current time. We can get that from here, time since start, plus, I don't know, 500 milliseconds. So this will be in milliseconds. And inside of this Z index, what we're going to do is we're just going to go over all of our enemies. So we'll go into sprites and grab a array of all sprites of kind. Here we go. And we're going to use a for of loop. Here we go, that in there. Make this of kind enemy. And we're going to do comparison on all these guys, and we're going to check their flashing end time. There you go, data as number. Ooh, whoops, get out of there. And we're just going to see if time since start is less than this flashing end time. And if it is, then we want to draw like the alternate version of their spray. And we're gonna make it flash, but for now we're just gonna draw it with different colors. So I'm going to create a temp image variable because I don't think we have one of those yet. We are going to clone the image that these guys have. So here, go to, nope, I don't want sprites, I want images. Grab clone. Go. And then we're going to use the color replace. So there you go, change color in temp image. We want to change it. We just want to basically invert it. So we have 4 colors that we're using. So what we're going to do is for each of these guys, we are going to first convert them to a median color, so to like black, say. Then we're going to convert black. Well, then we're going to convert the color that we want to swap with this one. So we're going to convert the tan to be this color, and then we're going to convert the black to be the tan color, like that. Then we're going to do this again. We have to do it this way so that we don't accidentally overwrite things as we're doing it. You want to make sure that, we never have, like, we can't change black into tan immediately, because then when we change tan to the other color, it's going to overwrite all of them and, not just the ones we want to change. So we're going to do that once again. We're going to change this darker purple to black. Then we are going to change the lighter purple to the darker purple. Then we are going to change black to be the lighter purple, like that. All right, so anyway, this should do something. Fire. Oh, no, that didn't work. Oh, I didn't actually draw to the screen. That makes sense. Okay, so we need to grab the camera block because we're gonna have to use that in a second. And from sprite utils, we're gonna grab the draw image to image block, this one right here. And we're gonna draw this temp image variable that we have to the screen. And we want to draw it at, we're gonna use math, the sprite's left minus the camera left. So this camera thing is not actually going to make a difference for the maps we currently have in our game, because this only matters if the camera is moving around. And right now, our tile maps are all the size of the screen, so the camera doesn't actually scroll anywhere. But as soon as we start making bigger maps, it's going to matter, so we might as well do it. There we go. You can see he turns into this scary looking guy for a second. We want to be flashing though. We don't want just to change color and then change back. So to do flashing, what we're going to do is we're going to put another if in here. I could use an and, but I don't like my blocks getting super long. And we're going to use integer divide. So I'm going to grab this guy to integer divide, and we're going to take the time since start. We are going to integer divide by let's see, 100, and then we're going to take the remainder of that divided by 2 and see if this equals 1 or not. So this taking the remainder of divided by 2 is the same as checking if it's even or odd. And so what this is going to end up doing is change it so that every 100 milliseconds it's going to flip even, odd, even, odd, even, odd. And we'll get our flashing. So we're only going to do it if it's even, so if it equals 0. And let's see what that looks like. There you go, flashing, flashing. That looks nice enough. I make a flash. I don't know if I should make them flash a little more rapidly or not. Yeah, I'll make it flash a little bit more rapidly. So we're going to divide this by 50 instead. There we go. I don't know, maybe we should split the difference. Yeah, it looks all right. All right, cool. There you go. All right, we can actually tell when our enemies get damaged now, which is nice. We should do the same thing for our player. So we don't actually have any health or taking damage yet. How do we want to display our health, by the way? What kind of health should we have? I've been thinking
energy tanks.
So Joey's suggesting we go full Metroid, which is in Metroid you have you just show off a literal number and it goes down, and then there are like dots that indicate how many energy tanks you have, and then you occasionally, you know, unlock these. Yeah.
So how about energy tanks? But the energy tanks are sardines. What's a cat food that's good?
Does a sardine represent energy though? If you have more sardines, does that translate to a longer life for the cat? I don't know.
I mean, you eat it, right? Like if you didn't have any food at all for the cat, then having some food.
What do we think about what about like a yarn ball, like yarn from one end and then burning down the length of like the string coming out of it?
That's very interesting. That's putting a lot of art on me, I gotta say.
Yeah, I realize. But I don't have to do the art, so it's easy for me to suggest, right?
It's definitely the coolest option, though. I like it a lot. I know I've drawn a yarn ball on stream before, and it did not come out amazing, if I remember correctly.
You have one vote for status bar extension, to be fair, but I personally prefer yarn ball.
All right.
It will take 30 minutes instead of 1 minute, to do the yarn ball?
You know what? We'll do status bar for now, okay? And I'm going to I will consider doing it off stream, doing the yarn ball thing.
This is part of that 30 streams, not 10 streams initiative.
Other way around.
Okay. Fine.
Yeah, I don't want to spend the entire stream trying to draw a ball of yarn, but I do want that to be the thing. So I might come back and fix this later. But for now, status bar. Which is, you know, this was actually going to be my suggestion just because I've been playing a lot of Kirby lately, and I think ever since like Kirby Superstar, Kirby's health is.
Which Kirby have you been playing? Because I just got Kirby this weekend, the Lost Worlds one or whatever for the Switch.
Oh, I've been playing Kirby Superstar for the Super Nintendo.
Okay, that's a little bit more retro than. Ooh.
Yeah, I don't know why that was weird. This product isn't even that huge. All right. Well, anyway. Kiwi Phoenix says Forgotten Land is awesome. That is the Kirby game that Joey was referencing.
Yeah, the one where you can be a car. Or, I don't know, other stuff, a fan.
Okay, we're going to go over to our on start. We're going to go ahead and create a status bar. The nice thing about the status bar is it also lets us keep track of the health in a nice way. All right, we're creating a status bar right there. We have to set the colors based off of our color palette, so let's figure that out. Oh, hey, oh my gosh, I had no idea the color picker thing also reacted to the palette. Did you know that?
Yeah. I only knew it because of Adafruit worked with the color picker, and I was like, why does this have all these colors?
I had no idea. Well, nifty. All right. There we go. Okay, so we set our fill in background and drain color. Right. I you know, this is actually a good one to use the drain color thing on. So we'll set it to be the lighter pink. And I'm going to go into status bar and also add a border. And we're going to make the border, you know what, let's make the border this. Let's make the background this. There you go. Okay, and we want to stick this up here, probably like top left.
Mm-hmm. So yep, we haven't used status bar in a while, so I'll just give the little reminder for anybody watching. Status bars are just special sprites, so all the stuff you can, pretty much all the stuff you can do with sprites work as status bars. I'm not going to set myself up for all the things, but I'm pretty sure it's all the things.
It's pretty much all the things. Okay, that does not look good. All right, we'll do 1-1 because we are bleeding into our background a little bit with that. And let's make it much wider. Do 3 times the width, so 60. There we go. All right, there's our health. Still doesn't.
Should we save ourselves some headache in the future and make it so you start with 60 health too? So then we can just make it so if you get health as a power up, you can just increase the bar size by that many pixels. I guess it doesn't matter.
Sure, I guess. I feel like that's gonna sure. Okay, yeah, let's do that. But then we're not going to start with 60 health. We will start with 10.
Okay.
Look at that tiny bar.
Now that looks like a Metroid game I remember.
Yeah. So we're going to go ahead and set our status bar max to be 10. And is there a set width in here? You can't do that once you oh no, you can right here. Cool.
You can, yeah.
So I'm gonna make a function for this. We're gonna do set max health. It's gonna take in a number, which is gonna be max health. And we're going to set the status bar width to be, I think what we're actually gonna do is we're gonna set it to be twice the number.
Ooh.
Because then it'll be less scrawny. So we'll do max health times 2, leave the height the same, and we're going to actually set the max. So do that right here. And let's go ahead and call this function. No, quarters today.
Ooh.
Okay. We'll set our max health to be 10 to start. So there we go. All right, cool. So let's make it so we take damage. And when we take damage, we want to do the same flashing effect for breakfast. So we're going to go into, I don't even think we have an overlap event for this yet. So here, I'm going to do a Daryl real quick. Classify box and format my code. Ian, if you don't know the lingo, doing a Daryl is when you collapse your blocks and format your code.
Yeah.
Because it was invented by former team member Daryl.
I've not seen something with this many functions in it before. I'm impressed.
This is nothing.
Yeah, this is
Let's see some of the games we've made.
I appreciate you think that highly of us, that we're that limited.
Like we said, the whole idea with this game was to make it so we didn't spend 30 streams working on one game. So we're reining ourselves in.
Yeah, that's cool.
All right. So to take damage, we're going to go ahead and go into sprites, and we're going to grab an enemy. Well, an overlaps and overlap with the enemy. So there we go. Overlap with enemy. And when that happens, we are going to take damage, and we want to also make it so that we flash, and probably we get boosted back. So that, you know, like you don't just like stand in the same place when you get hit, like you actually get bumped a little bit. Not much, just let's see. Q Phoenix says Pigeon Deliverance was like all functions. Yeah, that's right. I didn't make that one on stream. So if I make the game not on stream, especially, it's going to be all functions because, you know, it's just how I write code. All right. So when we overlap with the enemy, we're not going to do anything to the enemy. They're cool. But we're going to take damage. And, you know, we should probably store on these enemies how much damage they do. So let's go ahead and do that right now. We're going to store damage, and these guys are going to do 2 damage. All right.
4 pixels worth.
So we're going to make a function which is going to be called take damage. And this is going to take in a number, which is going to be the amount of damage. And we're going to go ahead and put this, just call this inside of this function. And we want to get that thing that we just stored on the sprite, the number. So we're going to go ahead and get data as number right here. Make this other sprite. Make this damage. Thank you, autocomplete. And here we go. Okay, so what do we want to do here? So first thing we want to do is we want to change our health. So we're going to go ahead and change status bar value by 0 minus damage. Now let's go ahead and overlap with the thing, and longtime viewers will know what's going to happen, which is we're going to completely die when we overlap with one of these guys. And the reason that happens is because when you have an overlaps event, the overlaps event runs every frame. So every single frame you're overlapping with these guys, you're going to take the damage that is, you know, specified. So we need to make it so that we have what are called iframes, or invincibility frames. So to do that, we're going to make a variable, which is going to be called invincibility end time. And we're going to go ahead and add, just like we did for the, whoa, where'd that block go? That was weird. Oh, look at that. Oh, hey, what the heck? You seen this, Joey?
What? I've barely seen it because I'm watching from the Teams call. Where is it trying to put stuff?
It's I don't know, a bunch of places inside this block. Let's see. Unsigned Arduino says Richard implementing throttle manually when he already has the timer extension installed. Fine,
this
use
is
the timer extension.
Okay.
Wait, no, the timer extension doesn't do what we want though.
I think it keys off of that timer, but I prefer this anymore.
Oh, here we go. For action at most once every 500. Yeah, this will work just fine. No, but we're still gonna have to store the time because we want to know when it stops.
Yeah. Because we want to use this in two places.
Yeah.
We want to use this for iframe and also to display like the animation on the sprite.
Mm-hmm.
Which we could do here again. We could keep like a global variable. That's kind of like we're doing the same exact thing, except we're just making it harder on ourselves.
Yep. All right. So we're doing this invincibility in time. We're doing we want to do time since start plus however long our invincibility time is. And as always, I'm going to put in a constant, so iframe time. And we will set this to be 1 second of invincibility. That might be too high. That might be too low. Who knows? We'll play around with it and see how it feels.
Yeah, if you said it's only 1 second, then how are you going to use it for damage boosting your speedruns?
That's true. I've been playing, in addition to Kirby, I basically, so what's been happening is my cats currently cannot stand each other. They cannot be in the same space. So I've been spending a lot of time up in the only room in my apartment that has a door, besides the bathrooms, which is where breakfast is stored. And then the rest of the place is Otto. Otto has it. So anyway, he inside that room, I don't have much to do because I don't have, all the normal stuff that I do. And I have, what I do have though, is a tiny TV, which I've set up, and my Super Nintendo and NES hooked up to it. And so I've just been playing a bunch of old video games.
I was gonna say, like, you're saying you don't have what you normally do, but you have a DS, which is portable, and you have a Switch, which is also portable, and I believe I remember you saying you never use it docked ever.
That is
so
true.
That covers
yes.
everything you normally do, and synthesizers are kind of portable.
I don't know. The synthesizer stuff I can't really do in there. Despite the fact that it is my music room. I had to lock everything down because we didn't like mess with it.
Gotcha.
But I don't even remember the last time I played a game on my Switch.
Oh, really? Huh.
Yeah.
So are these like an actual Nintendo, or are these like one of the mini like retro systems?
Yeah, the actual ones.
Oh. I was betting on it.
I have them hooked up to a TV that I bought from a friend in college for $20. And in fact, afterwards, they were admonished by their parents for selling it for that high. So I actually recently purchased a CRT, which is being shipped to me from Texas. That will be my thing. Okay, so we're going to be checking. We don't want to check damage. We want to check if our invincibility in time is. It did it again. In the case of the disappearing blocks, we didn't update Blockly or anything, right? So what the heck is happening? Okay. So invincibility in time, putting that right there. We want to see if that is less than time since start, or actually if it's greater than time since start, we're just going to return. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so now we should only take damage every once in a second. So let's see. Looks good. So we're going to go ahead and do our animation now. So let's go over to our render on z-index. Oh, shoot. We're going to actually have to do this as a different render on z-index. That's fine. Because the player is at a higher z-index. So we're going to make this one at 11. We're going to make this of kind player. And instead of checking this, we are going to check that variable we made, which was invincibility in time. Right. Whoa, whoa, whoa. All right, this doesn't work. I remember now. I remember why this doesn't work. So this doesn't work because we're using the character animations extension, and I have been thwarted. Oh my gosh. What are we gonna do now?
Mhm.
I'm thinking. Okay, wait, first let me explain what's happening. So the character animations extension, or actually this isn't even the character animations extension. This is using the animations that are part of the platformer. But it doesn't actually change the image of the sprite. It draws on top of the sprite, which is what's currently happening.
Mhm.
And that's really nifty because it means that our sprite doesn't change size, and that fixes a bunch of bugs that you commonly see with animations in arcade games, because they are changing size, and so everything jitters and it's bad. The downside is that this little hack I was doing does not work, because I need to actually change the thing that is getting drawn to the screen and then draw that on top. And we are the thing that we are drawing on top is just a transparent image, or it's not a transparent image. It is the image that we set breakfast initially to, which is this. That is not what we want. So instead, hi, Hassan, we are going to have to do this properly. And so I'm going to have to go to make breakfast. Where are you, make breakfast? Oh, there's so many animations here. Why did I have to be an overachiever?
Oh.
Okay, I got it. Function, make, flashing. We are going to take an array as an argument. Oh, and we're going to take another thing, which is going to be a Boolean, which is flashing. Now what we're going to do is we're going to check this Boolean. And if it's not true, we are just going to return the array we were passed. All right. If it is true, then what we're going to do is this fun little replace color shenanigans we were doing. So let's actually put this in a function. We're going to make a function which is called invert image. It's going to take in an image as an argument.
And was I just talking to myself muted?
Yep.
Unsigned, I was in the chat earlier.
Okay, we're going to put this right here. And instead of cloning value image, we're going to clone this image, and we're going to return this at the end. So like that. Now we can get rid of this because we're not actually using it. Let's go to our other render on z-index and call this function. There you go. Invert image, value image, and toss all that.
Richard, I presume you already saw the request for sharps and flats in the music editor.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I meant to show this. I didn't actually. Whoa, why am I on old arcade?
This is coming from Kiwi Phoenix.
Oh no, I'm logged in. Oh, the bug.
If you refresh, it might just fix it. Like I've had it work every time I've refreshed, which is weird, but it has worked. Right?
All right, I'll try it.
Is that dog making boba?
Yeah, it's the Google Doodle.
Like National Boba Day or something?
I don't know. It was the same thing yesterday.
I never see what it is.
Why is my computer so slow today? Doesn't normally take this long. Oh, it did work.
Nice.
Okay, so inside of the music editor, when you put down some notes, control click on the note to change what is called the inharmonic spelling. And I'm sorry it's so hard to see. I meant to fix that before we released it, but clearly I forgot. But anyway, it's good. So if you do control click, you'll just cycle through.
Do you show those like shortcuts for the music editor somewhere?
Nope. It will eventually be documented, but not today. Right now, it's just impossible to find unless you know me personally. All right, get out of here. Well, we couldn't load this project. Check my code for errors. Oh yeah, I didn't. I think my function is still broken. There we go. Okay, so anyway, if it's flashing, we are going to make a new list. So let's go ahead and do new list. And we are going to set this to be an empty array. And now for value of our old list, we are going to add to this array. Why am I in the status bar? Sometimes I just open categories and I don't know why. Like, and then I realize what I'm doing and I'm like, how did I get here?
Like when you are reading a book but you're getting tired, so just skip forward a paragraph. You have no idea what just happened.
Yep. Okay, then we're going to call invert image on this. So this will be adding the inverted version of all of them, and then we're going to return our new list at the end here. That. Now we go over to here where we are doing all of our animations, and we're going to pass in, let's see, edit function. We're going to pass in a Boolean, and I'm actually going to make this not flashing. That's annoying. But when we add things to our when we add parameters, they default to true. So if I wanted it to be flashing, it would always be flashing. So I just changed it to be that for my own sanity. And we're going to go ahead and call that function a million times. So let's call that make flashing. We're going to go ahead and pass in this thing right here, and we're going to call, oh, we need to put this inside a not.
Unrelated, Joey, should I play Kirby?
Yeah, I mean, Kirby's fun. Are you talking about the new one that I was talking about earlier?
Mm-hmm.
I heard it was really good.
It's pretty good. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty easy, but that's not bad. It's kind of fun to just beat a game every once in a while. Like, yeah, I'm good at this.
Is there no difficulty? Can you is there a difficulty slider for Kirby?
There is a slider, but it's like, do you want wild mode or easy story mode? And I clicked on wild mode, and then I'm like, this is pretty easy.
If you guys are playing Kirby games for difficulty, you're in the wrong.
That's what I'm saying. That's basically all I'm saying.
I love Kirby games, and I love difficult games.
They're not the same. Yeah.
Yeah, Kirby games are always pretty easy. That's why he flies.
Yeah. But yeah, it is fun to just go through the levels.
Yeah. It's between that and Elden Ring.
Oh. Play Elden Ring.
Did you play?
Yeah.
I'm like a year late to the hype train, but
did I play? Yeah, I mean, I didn't 100% it because that's impossible, but
nah.
I did beat all the bosses, I believe.
Nice. Yeah, I'm not about that 100% life. I'm not a completionist.
I am, but not for games like Elden Ring. That's crazy.
I guess, I don't know, if there's depends on what the content is. If it's collect flags that we've strewn all over the map, But if it's like actual, good side quests with interesting stories, then yeah, sure. Because or it's like Breath of the
That is
Wild.
surprising because the game type I associate with you, Hassan, is the open world games that have a million quests. Your Ghost of Tsushima, your Horizon Forbidden
Zero Dawn.
West,
Yeah.
your Assassin's Creeds.
Nice. Yeah, that's the problem though. The open world games are so big that I have to like recover after each one before I can start another one. I have this it's really hard to not want to scour every corner, which is why Breath of the Wild was great because it had no story. The world was a story. I
Yeah.
think I'm ready to. I just beat Cyberpunk and I think I'm ready to move on. The Fighting Fishy says Elden Ring is the first actual game in quotes, that I've played in years. Just started. It's so good.
Yeah, that's me, Hassan. I'm always playing.
Oh, nice. You're the Fighting Fishy?
Yeah, that's me.
Ah, nice.
I decided I need an actual dad game. It's gonna take
Elden
me.
Ring is indeed an excellent game.
I was putting it off because it's going to be like a 8 to 10 month commitment given my amount of free time available. So I kept not wanting to do it, but like I started and it's so good.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Variable. We're gonna make a variable called flip. What's flip gonna do? Anyone got a guess? Anyone got a guess?
Flip, flip, flip.
Yeah, we're just gonna be flipping it. So we're going to do an on-game update every 50 milliseconds. We are going to see if our invincibility in time, let's see, time since start is less than our invincibility in time. There's that right here. And if it is, then we're just going to flip. So go ahead and do not on flip. Else, we are going to set flip to false. And we're going to make another thing, which is going to be, stay with me here. And if flip does not equal flop, we set flop equal to flip. And then we animate, we change our animation. So we're going to go into functions. We're going to call make breakfast. Where are you, make breakfast? There we go. And we're going to pass in flip. There you go. Okay, so let's take damage. All right, so, okay, we're ending on the wrong state, I realize now. Because now we're ending up inverted permanently, which is not what we want. We want to make it so that we flash, then we turn back to normal breakfast. So we need to, let's see, what is the thing here? I think we need to do this as true. That should fix it. And on over, take damage, and there we go, we're back to breakfast. Take damage, and we're back to breakfast. Take damage, we're back to breakfast. All right, cool. So that works. All right, let's do the next thing.
Nice.
Which is damage boosting. So, damage boosting. What is it? You should when you get hit by when you take damage, you should be knocked back a certain amount. And we're not going to knock you back very far, but during that period, what's going to happen is we are going to give you a velocity that is going to be in the opposite direction of wherever the source of damage is. That's the idea. Now, normally what I would do also is I would lock controls when this is happening, but we're using the platformer extension, and the platformer extension actually uses acceleration for its movement. So I think we can just give a velocity, and the friction and the controls it'll all just work nicely, which is good. It means we're going to have to do a lot less state. So we'll try it out here. We'll see what happens. But if you've seen me do this on stream before, normally I lock controls until we're done, but we shouldn't have to do that with the platformer extension. So I'm going to edit our take damage function. We're going to pass in a sprite, which is going to be source. And I'm going to go ahead and pass in our enemy right here where we're calling it. And we are going to use another one of my favorite blocks from Sprite Details extension, because it means that I don't have to explain what arctan 2 is, angle from, and set velocity at angle. So we are going to go to make this breakfast. We're going to do angle from our source to breakfast. And we're going to set the speed to be, I don't know, 500 is way too high. Yeah.
Wow.
All right, these guys have some force. They're small, but they're mighty. We'll make it 100. Boop, boop, boop. Yeah, that feels good. That actually kind of feels perfect. I'm totally okay with this.
Yeah.
I thought there would be a lot more tuning. I didn't think we would get it that quickly, but yeah.
Thanks.
All right, cool. All right, so there you go. That's damage and damage boosting. The last thing we need to do is we need to check if you are dead. So we're going to go into here and do a comparison. And we're going to check if our remaining health is 0. So go into status bars, grab value. If that's equal to 0, you can also do this using in status bar, there is an event on status bar kind of health 0. But because I'm already in this function where we're doing all of the damaging, I'm just going to do it here.
Yeah.
What we're going to do for this is I want to do the Mega Man thing. So, Joey, what happens when Mega Man dies?
It goes, and then it explodes, right?
Well, it's
Yeah,
like 8 actions, right? Like a spread.
Exactly. Yes,
Yeah.
that's what I want to do. So when you die in Mega Man, it's like you get like these little orbs that shoot out in 8 directions. Like,
Explodes.
Yeah. All right. Ian gets the points, though. I'm sorry, Joey.
No, I understand he gets the points. I'm just saying that is my mind's explosion.
It's an explosion. We all agree.
Dragon Balls. Separate.
But
Yeah.
no, there's 8 of them, Hassan.
Oh yeah.
Are there, how many are there? 7? 6?
How many Dragon Balls are there? Is it
I know
7?
there's
6? 7?
Not 8. It's definitely not 8.
Yeah, it's not 8.
Yeah,
All right.
it's 7. Okay.
So if this happens, we're going to destroy breakfast. Oh, poor breakfast. And we are going to do a loop. So we'll do a for index from 0 to our for loops are inclusive. So I'm going to do from 0 to 6. No, to 7. What am I doing? 0 to 7. That'll give us our 8 directions. And we are going to create, we'll use projectiles for this. Go ahead and do this right here. And we're just going to draw a circle. So I'm going to make this 8 by 8. we go. I'll give it some. Shading. And we're going to do this from breakfast. So even though breakfast was destroyed, he's still in the same spot. So we can do it from breakfast. That'll work just fine. We're going to set the Vx and Vy to be 0. We are now going to, on this guy, we're going to use the sprite utils block that we just used. So we're going to be doing the set velocity at angle. Change this to, let's make both of these temp sprite. I don't like having a bunch of projectile 1, projectile 2s floating around. There we go. And the angle is going to be, we're going to do this in degrees because I don't want to do radians. And we're going to do convert degrees to radians. It's going to be index times 45. Wait, yeah, 45. And for the speed, we'll just do 100. And then we want to turn these guys into ghosts, so they don't interact with anything. Where are you, ghost? Where are you, flag block? There you go. Temp sprite. Actually, we want both these to be on. We want auto destroy on and ghost on. There you go. All right. Let's die. Ow. 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 Oh, I think the platform extension doesn't check to see if the sprite is dead or not. It keeps animating. I need to fix that. That's fine. We will fix it by going into not block object, going into our platformer extension, and we're just going to turn off character animations when we die. There we go. All right. This looked nice, but we want to do this a few times, I think, because I want to do like, we'll just do this like 3 times. Or 4. 4 works too. And we'll put in some pauses. All right, give this a shot. Ow. 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 Well, he's still there. Still chilling, huh? Even though I turned the character animations off.
That's how they get you.
Is it just breakfast? Is it just too powerful to be destroyed here that we're dealing with?
Probably, yeah. It's like how the the arcade engine won't allow violence to kitties. So I forgot we put that in there, but it makes perfect sense, of course.
Character animation, destroy breakfast. I forget. So we're setting the animations again each time. Does setting animations re-enable character animations
Ooh,
implicitly?
maybe. You would think I would blink though, but I guess it is every 50 milliseconds.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I guess that's a good indication that I would have missed because I'm watching on the Teams call instead.
All right, well, that might be it. We can fix that pretty easily. We're just going to wrap all of this inside a is destroyed and do breakfast. Is destroyed. All right, try that again. Oh, I did that backwards, didn't I? Yep, that was it.
Oh, nice effect. Very nice effect.
Yeah, it's Mega Man. All right, cool. Wait, in Mega Man, does it do it from all 8 directions each time, or does it like alternate?
been a while since I played Mega Man.
What you got
I
looks
just
pretty.
never lose in Mega Man. Exactly unlike what we were talking about beginning of this week.
You
where I
just
say Mega
never
Man's
lose.
too hard.
That is impossible. Okay, look, I'm pretty good at video games, and Mega Man is a hard video game.
Yeah, for anybody else, obviously, we were talking about off stream about how we both got old Mega Man Well, I got collections. He just got the actual Mega Man cartridge, and how
yes.
it's really hard when you haven't played it for a while. They don't
Oh,
even
and
tell you anything. Like when you
they're
get Mega
so
Man
hard,
Z,
yeah.
ZX, and they're like, "Oh, just go beat this boss," and you're like, "Oh, you hold the fire. I didn't even know I had a Mega Blaster. This looks like a regular one. Why did?" Anyway,
I think those ones are even easier compared to the NES ones. The NES ones are just like
baffling.
they're so difficult. Anyway,
it's like they forgot that there's no coin cartridge slot on the NES.
well, it is very forgiving in that you can just reset, and every time you beat a boss, it does give you a password. So
That's
you
true.
can,
That's true.
yeah, it's forgiving in that way. But
Is it the same password for everyone?
yeah, so they say
Ah.
password, but what it is it it unlocks. It's just storing all of the state in a number, right? But yeah, you could look up passwords or
have your friends tell you what the password is for the next boss.
Yeah, I mean, so when my brother and I were trying to beat Mega Man 2 way back in that day, our basement was just covered in Post-it notes where we were sketching out passwords. They were just all over the place of us, saving them that way. Anyway. All right, well, that's going to do it for us today. I think all we have left for this game is we need to add an ending, and we need to do some level design. So we're going to do some level design. We're going to make it, actually a game. And then we're going to put in an ending that is going to be a boss battle of some kind. And then we'll call it there.
Hello, OctoKatie, first time chatter.
Hello, OctoKatie. And that's it for us today. Tune in on Wednesday. Remember, there's going to be a mini game jam starting next week. It's going to be music themed. Ooh. So try out the new music editor. Let us know what you think. And hopefully I will put in some fixes by next week that will fix some of the bugs that are currently in the music editor. I don't know.
Nice.
All right. I'm Richard. I return the MakeCode forum.
Oh, I'm Hassan. Hassan on the MakeCode forum. I'm second once more.
It's Ian.
Oh.
Yes, I'm Ian, and I'm now Ian H on the MakeCode forums.
We got another
Doing
one.
it live, and I'm
Did my
Joey,
homework.
J1 on the MakeCode forums.
All right. We'll see you guys on Wednesday.